Welcome to LFFL Primetime. Everything you need in just 5 minutes or more. We're going to get caught up on what another just crazy week in the NFL. We'll start in the original league. I told you on what to watch for that we might have a shakeup in this league, and we, friends, have a shakeup in this league. Number one, Josh goes down to Big Brother Phil. Number two, Casey loses to Mr. Bill Berardi. Number three, Josh loses to that handsome devil, Miles Moore, meaning your top three teams all lose. Todd picks up a position as he beats Andy, and Matt picks up a position he beats Eric. So your standings: Greg sits alone at 8-3, Casey and Todd at 7-4 each. Josh, Bill, Matt all at 6-5, rounding out your playoff teams, the back end of the wild card push. Eric 5-6, just one game out. Andy at 4-7, 2 games back, and then Miles and Phil need some serious help. Now, looking at this week, Greg can lock in a playoff spot with a win or an Eric loss. Todd and I can lock up playoff spots with wins and an Eric loss. So, who's Eric playing this week? Well, none other than the leading point scorer in the league, Josh. Josh won a 133-131 nail biter in week number 3 over Miles already and leads the series 14-13 overall. As I said, both these teams come off losses last week, but Josh leading the way in scoring, 149 points per game, where Eric's only ninth at 126. So for Eric to get this one done, he needs to pull off an upset. Over here, Andy taking on Matt. Matt won their week 3 game, 152-143, has a 21-16 series lead. Andy has lost 4 games in a row. Matt has won 6 of the last 7 against Andy. All signs point to a Matt win, which of course no doubt means Andy wins. Todd taking on Phil. Phil, a commanding 32-18-1 lead over his old high school rival here. These two teams are pretty hot right now. Todd, 3 wins in a row. Phil, 2 wins in a row. Miles taking on myself. I won the week 2 game, 141-15, hold a 6-1 series lead. This should be a high scoring affair. Miles is second scoring. I'm third in scoring. So should be a fun one between Miles and I. But your LFFL prime time matchup, none other than Mr. Greg Kaufman taking on Mr. Bill Berardi. Bill won their week 2 game, 182-143. Greg does hold the 26-23 lead in their career series. Bill is about as hot as they get right now. Has won 3 straight coming in this game. Both teams are just kind of middle of the road in scoring, but a tight one here with Greg averaging 131, Bill 130. So all signs point to a tight game. Fantrax says it's a 12-point game. I don't know if I can go there. I'm gonna take Bill for the win, but I think I'll stick with Greg to stick within 12 points with Bill. LFFL2 over here we have Phil beating first place Eric by just 6 points. Sean beating the other first place team, Bill, by just 2 points. Meaning, again, this like a shake up at the top a little bit. Andy beats the Merrills, Todd beats Greg, and I'm able to upend Miles thanks to George Kittle finally arriving for play this year. Eric and Bill still on top at 8-3, but Phil and I pull within a game at 7-4. Miles and the Merrills pull within 2 games at 6-5. Sean sits at 5-6. Greg and Todd at 3-8. Andy at 2-9. This week in the LFFL2, you've got Bill taking on Andy, Merrills taking on Phil, Miles taking on Greg, Todd taking on Sean, Eric taking on myself. Now, talk about shake up at top. Here's yet another league where top teams lost this week. Miles is able to take out Bill, who was sitting in a tie for first place. Phil able to beat Andy to move up into a tie for first place because looky here, Sean also lost to Greg this week. So our top 2 teams in this league also lost. This is the third consecutive league that has happened. Eric, Todd, Matt, Brennan all secure wins as well. Sean, Phil, Bill all tied for those 2 bye weeks at 8-3. Matt, Merrill, Eric at 7-4, just a game back of that. Greg at 6-5 sits in the final playoff position. Matt, Brennan, and Miles are at 5-6. Nate at 4-7. I am Andy and myself are at 3-8 and pretty much out of it. Todd at 2-9. Looking at your notes for the week, Sean, Bill, and Phil can all lock in playoff spots this week with a win simply. Matt, Merrill, and Eric are in with a win and losses by both Matt Brennan and Miles. So we could have a pretty locked in playoff if things go according to the favorites this week. We had an 85-85 tie for the second straight week. That is right. Last week, my brother and I did it. This week, Todd and Matt did it. So congratulations, you too. Let's look at our matchups for the week. Sean, looking to clinch that playoff spot by beating Matt Brennan. Matt Merrill takes on Miles. Phil takes on Nate. Bill has Todd and his chance to lock in a playoff spot. Eric taking on Andy. And Greg coming to take me on over here. Look at your LFFL4. Congratulations are in order to my good friend Jeremy. His first win of the season and his first win in his LFFL career. He gets up 146.6 points, was actually down a lot of this day, but had a good late charge in those 4 o'clock games. I was able to take second. My brother rounds out the medal stand over here. Looking at Monday night, I was able to win the showdown contest by a slim, less than a point margin over Eric. Looking at the season, your standings, Nate has actually opened a bigger lead because Nate finished sixth and Eric finished down there in ninth. Didn't really accrue many points this week. But Nate, 78 points to lead the way. Eric next at 67, Bill at 66, Greg at 63, and so on down the line. Look at the LFFL 5. The playoffs are set. This will be the last week of the regular season. In week 11, Phil beats Eric, Sean beats Bill, Miles beats Nate, Andy beats Todd, I beat Greg. I sit alone at 10-1. I will be the top seed in this league. Phil, 8-3, potentially is the second seed in this league, but we are playing each other. Eric and Greg, both at 7-4, are the other two playoff teams. Now, this is the final week of the regular season. As I said, playoffs, we will have a semifinals, 13, 14, and 15, and then a finals in 16 and 17. LFFL 6, Matt closed the gap on Greg a little bit this week. Greg sitting at 4.0, Matt Merrill sitting at 4.9, Eric and myself at 6.1 in third. Your monthly leaders, we had a few changes here. Greg, Phil remained the same, but I was able to take over in April. Josh, Nate, Sean, and myself in August. LFFL 7, your elimination is Phil. That leaves only Matt Merrill, Josh, Nate, and Andy. The old schoolers have never won this league. The class of 96 has never won. Obi Matt Kenobi. You are our only hope, Matt. He has the most points scored of the remaining teams. Can Matt get it done for the old schoolers? Or is one of those young whippersnappers, one of those young whippersnappers up there going to get it done? We will see. Congratulations to you for great season by Phil. It's the leading point scorer all year long, but hey, one bad week and we are out the door. LFFL 8, I continue to lead, but we had a little shake up over here. Phil and Todd jump over Matt Brennan in the race to catch me over here. And then finally, your final four in the LFFL 9 runs week 11 through 13. One move is available. None of us made a move. Frankly, on my part, it was due to laziness and forgetfulness. I am winning. The number one seed, KC2, is winning over Phil by about 60 points. On the other hand, I am losing to Greg. The number 2 seed is also winning. So we could have 1 versus 2 matchup if these scores hold. A lot of game left to be played. Still 2 more weeks. And as I say, changes can be made in this league. So that's all I got for you today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed hearing all about this stuff. Good luck to you in week number 12. Don't forget to get in our Thanksgiving DraftKings contest. That one will count for the big standings. And then I think it set up a showdown for Thursday night too. So what the heck? Get that one too, and we'll have that one count awesome. Have a great week, and we'll have great Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.